But that means I can do a bit faster lah. And I think there were quite a number of requests of students asking me to go through specific topics. I see if I got time or not. Okay. Okay, so this is the WA1 revision. Okay, that happened on the 5th of Feb night. Today is 6th of Feb. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so I'll just do a bit of introduction. Okay, a reintroduction for those who is watching this for the first time. Okay, and as well as for those who is watching this again. Okay, so hi everyone, I'm teacher Qian Wei. Nice to meet everyone. Okay, let me show my smiley face. Yes, I'll show my smiley face. Okay, I want to show my face also. Okay, so just a bit of what I'm doing, right? Currently, I'm teaching in Overmark for the second year. Of course, I have private tutoring experience before I joined. I graduated 2 years ago, okay, from NTU. Currently, I'm teaching lower sec math, upper sec math, and IP math. So basically, in Tampines, right? I am the only tutor in Tampines. Okay, I'm not the only one lah. There are some other tutors as well, but I am the main tutor in Tampines, and I teach every subject there. Excluding JC, I'm not doing JC yet. Okay, that is a problem for next year, I think. Okay, so I'm doing Sec 1 to Sec 4, A math and E math, everything, plus an IP3 this year. So for any TJ students here watching this, or any, I don't know, other IP schools, yes, I'm doing IP3 as well. Okay, so for me, my personal interest is more towards upper sec and JC lah. But of course, I enjoy teaching lower sec also. Okay, now for credential wise, right, as I mentioned, I came from NTU. I did bachelor's in mathematical sciences. Yep, and I study hard lah. I did study hard lah, and I got a pretty good score lah. Okay, so I think in terms of knowledge and all that, I do have the knowledge. I pretty much know what I'm doing. I will not claim that I know everything. I definitely don't know everything, but I think I know enough to help you guys understand the topics better. Okay, so that is a fact. I tell you, I will never know everything one, and nobody truly knows everything. There are still many things that we don't know. Okay, and I think to this day and age, I also cannot solve every math problem in secondary school. That's not possible. Okay, but I'm always trying to find out how to solve certain problems. And I think it's important that as a tutor, as a teacher myself, okay, tutor is just like specifically for tutors outside of like your schools, right? But I'm still a teacher at heart lah. Okay, and it's my job to make sure that I know the things that's required to pass down to you guys. Okay, so a bit of credentials, right? Apart from my studies, I did history mathematics in JC. So if you are wondering what is history mathematics, is basically just me it's the highest level of math that you can do in JC level, which I didn't pass lah. I actually didn't pass. Okay, so but I took it for fun. And to be honest, it was required for me to help me have a head start in my uni math lah. And I did well enough in uni math. So even though I flunked history math, my uni grades turned out to be quite good. It's a good score. Okay. Considering that I never attend every lecture lah. Okay. Yeah, and I can tell you for sure that I really, really did put in a lot of effort. Okay. Now, for my students, though past and present and future, so just a bit of sharing. I think I've seen a lot of my own students jump quite significantly in terms of grades. I wouldn't say I have a great distinction rate, okay, but I know for sure that based on my profile last year, my students come from a lot of them come from weaker backgrounds, and I was able to help. I think majority of them, like around 90%, really did show great improvement. I got a couple of F9 become B3 at least kind of grades one. Have one. Okay. That was the miracle I did in 1 year. But I don't claim all the miracles. Okay. The students themselves put in effort. My role is just to help them to understand things better so that at least they have a bit of guidance. Okay. So as you can see, 70% distinction rate. This is not just for Sec Force. This is across the whole board. Okay. Now, why is that distinct? Okay. As an added bonus, I am crazy about pure math lah. So if you guys want to talk to me about it, I'm very happy to talk to you about it. Okay. So just to share with you guys, right? Overmark has multiple branches. This year we have 7. Okay, we have Jurong East, Bukit Timah, Novena, Bishan, Kovan, Marine Parade, and Tampines. Okay, so for me personally, I am teaching at Tampines. As you already know, I teach all the subjects in Tampines lah for Sec Math and one IP3. Okay, I do teach at Kovan as well. Kovan, I'm there on the weekends lah, Sunday. Okay, if you want to come Saturday, you can always find teacher Clarence, teacher Hassan. Okay, they have lessons on Saturday. Yeah, so feel free to reach out to them if you are interested lah. Don't have to come, just come for mine. You can come for theirs also. Okay, Sunday is me and teacher Jason, four of us, the boy band. Okay, so now I just want to share a bit of our distinction rate first. Okay, 70%. This distinction rate I'm going to be very upfront about this this is only possible with your own effort. Okay, that's a disclaimer This is possible with your effort. Our role, the tutors over here, I can vouch my words Okay, the tutors over here, right? They are willing to help you one. Okay, so long as you put in your effort, we are willing to help you. And this is my stance I help those who want to help themselves. That is my stance. I cannot help people who cannot help themselves. Okay, very important disclaimer first. Because if you can't help yourself, no matter how much effort the tutors put in or your own teachers put in, you are not going to be safe if you don't want to take your first step. Okay, so this is a very important disclaimer to all of you. Okay, 70% is the effort of both the tutors and yourselves. Okay, it can go even higher. As long as you're willing to put in that work. Okay, I don't say put in hours lah. Some people a bit faster, some people a bit slower. Okay, but this is very important lah. I think you guys need to understand that. Okay, effort plus the help that we provide you is the formula for success lah, generally. Okay, so without further ado, I'm going to share the content Okay, so for Sec 3 E-Math, there's a number of things that the topic itself is there's only one topic, and as I know, a lot of students ask me to share with them about indices and inequalities. I can't cover all that. I can't cover the content itself today. Okay, because quadratic equations itself is really quite big already. You might realize that your classes you all took quite a substantial amount of time to go through the content, right? Okay. But don't worry, I'm here to help you to break down into final steps lah. Now, let's look at the learning objective first. This is very important. Okay, so you need to know that some of you guys have learned this topic in Sec 2. Now, I understand there is a potential case of lateral transfers, like G2 become G3. So this is completely new to you. But I am not able to cover everything over here. So just a disclaimer, if you need help, the best way to do it is to really go and revise your Sec 2 stuff lah. So I do have a lateral transfer student from G2 to G3. I provide the student help, right? So she comes to my class and then I just help her lah. I give her materials, then I let the student ask me questions if they need anything. Okay, so this is what I do. Okay, but I cannot cover that in today's lesson. In today's video, it's not possible. Okay, so let's have a look at the learning objectives. A lot of y'all don't look at what you're studying, you're just whack only. Okay, it's very important that you read the documents. Okay, the learning objective in the document. Because as a student, I used to do that also. It's important to know what you're learning. And as I go to uni, right, that was the first thing I did. I went to check on the learning objective. Because once I know what I'm supposed to learn already, right, I don't even need the lecturer or the tutor to tell me what am I supposed to learn. I will go and find those materials myself. Okay, and I think that is one of the key features about being a self-independent student lah. I don't know what other tutors or teachers say, but learning objective is the very important thing that you guys must know. Okay, so solving quadratic equation in one unknown, right, by factorization. This is Sec 2. Okay, this is Sec 2. Use of formula or completing the square. Formula is what we call the quadratic formula. This is Sec 3. Completing a square is also Sec 3. Okay, now you will be familiar if you take A-Math, complete the square is also a topic in Sec 3 A-Math. But the questions are slightly harder. And so for those who is going for my A-Math class, right, which is happening on Monday, I will go through this, but I will not cover complete the square in detail anymore. So just let you know first. Okay. Now, we will also learn how to solve fractional equations that can be reduced to quadratic. Now, in the syllabus outline, they put quadratic, but up to quadratic means it can also include linear. Okay, linear is what you did in Sec 2, but quadratic is a Sec 3 thing. So you need to understand that you guys are not learning things from scratch. You guys are learning things that are add-on. Like you buy SIM card plan, right? You want to add on, you want to go overseas, right? You will buy what? Data roaming, right? It's an add-on. Okay. Now, formulating equations to solve problems. This one is the RWC part. Okay. This one I have is in the last question. Okay. Then you will also know how to find to express graph or to use the graph to find out information based on a few notable properties lah. Okay. Mainly the coefficient, the happy face, sad face thing. I don't know if you all know that. Maximum, minimum, and the line of symmetry. Okay, now, if you notice over here, I got two particular forms, Form 1 and Form 2. Form 1 is something that's covered in G3 Math, Sec 2. But this one over here is new, because this, right, as you already are familiar, this is complete the square. Okay, so quadratic equations and solutions, first thing first, equations take on this form. And the general way to solve it is you move everything to the left first. The right hand side must be 0. So if you see anything that is like not 0, right, you need to move to the left. Okay, and furthermore, if you see bracket, if there is no way to like factorize or anything like that, right, of course you have to move this component to the left lah, right? But if you can't, I mean, you have to move it to the right to make it 0. So then it's your job to go and simplify and refactorize everything if it can be factorized. Okay, not saying that every quadratic equation can be factorized, some cannot. Okay, so in Sec 2, you only learn how to factorize and solve. Okay, so that, I mean, the lesson before this WA was my Sec 2 class lah. I told them, solving quadratic, there are multiple ways, but this is the only way that you will have learned in Sec 2 G3 class. Okay, so the rule of thumb for solving any quadratic is to expand first. Generally, you want to expand everything. Okay, G3 E-math is not going to be very tough on you guys, man. You just need to expand and simplify. Okay, if you are doing IP math, right, it's a different story, because I understand there might be some IP students watching this. Sometimes if you encounter things like this, right, normally your reaction is to go and expand and factorize again, right? But then there's common factors. You can just apply grouping. Then you're done. Okay, so that's very important. Now, the first method, Sec 2, right? Second method, a bit long lah, a bit confusing. This one I will show you in action. I think it's better to understand. Okay, let's take a look at the quadratic formula. Now, this one over here, this quadratic formula, the solution is x equals to minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac whole thing divided by 2a. This one, no choice lah, must memorize lah. No choice lah. Okay, so what I used to do last time is, last time I'm not very hardworking one. I'm probably like many of you guys. Don't know what to do, lost, right? And historically, I was good at math. Then it come to one point of time that my math like shit like that, right? Okay. Sec 2, I started to fail my math. Really one, Sec 2, I failed my math. Those who were my students, y'all got see my report card one. I show y'all before. It's a D7. Okay. But somehow, I was able to do A math lah. Okay. I managed to hit the score above the mark and managed to take A math. Okay. So basically what I did last time was I went to go and vomit the formula out. Okay, I will just stare at the formula, I will just vomit the thing, x equal to minus b plus minus square root b square minus 4ac whole thing divided by 2a, x equals to minus b plus minus square root b square or minus like that, like 念经 like that. Right, I just do it. Then I write on the paper, right? Every day like that, 5 minutes. You know like how they say you want to keep fit, right? You just need 5 minutes of your time. 5 minutes is a damn small fraction of your whole time. You wake up, you brush your teeth, only 2 minutes. You go and wash up everything, maybe 10 minutes. Okay. Then to keep fit, all you have to do is every day just do 10 push-up, 20 push-up, 30 push-up. Maybe. See how you want to do it. For me, I do 30. I try to do 60 lah. Okay, because IPP standard go max points is 60 push-up. But now I already don't need to do 60 anymore. I do 59. Okay. Yep. So this one, you just vomit. No choice. There is a way to prove it, by the way, but guys, don't kill yourself lah. Okay, just memorize the formula. It's not hard. Okay. So disclaimer I'm not saying that you come for my class or what, you don't memorize anything There are some things you still must memorize one. This one is a no choice. And okay, one more thing those who take AMF, anyone here taking AMF? Okay, this formula is in the AMF formula sheet, but it will not come out for EMAF. All of you take EMAF, right? So you should know this formula anyways. Okay, so just go memorize it. It's okay one. 不会死人的, But now, the trick, right, when you want to use the formula, right, is you need to arrange this thing called do re mi first. Like sing song like that, right? Do re mi. Then you arrange, look at the numbers beside the respective do re mi. The first one is a 1 because the coefficient of x squared is a 1. There's only one x squared. There isn't 2x squared or 0.5x squared. There's only 1. That's why there's no number there. Okay, then minus 3 is my B and 2 is my C. So let's fill in the blanks over here. And then respectively, I am going to fill in the numbers. Minus 3. And you notice I actually have a bracket over here. Because got some people okay, you got some people like some people, this one don't have okay. Y'all forget to put a minus, then you go and put minus 3 without the extra minus sign. Okay, there was supposed to be a minus sign in the formula. Okay, so please make it a habit, just put minus and open the bracket. So that when you put the number inside, you won't forget. Okay, then plus minus 3 minus 4 times 1 times 2 over 2 times 1. So then you just need to simplify. This one double negative, right? Okay. Double negative means some of you all should know this is a plus But in case somehow you all don't know just key the whole thing in. Then equal. Right? Make your life easy. But y'all don't know this by now it's a sec 1 thing y'all don't know this by now. I don't know how to help you You're cool You're cooked, man. Okay, then this whole expression over here, what you can do is just to key in the inside. So I will copy the whole thing again. Minus 3 squared, whole thing. Minus 4 times 1. Okay, you kiasu just put bracket. One die one. Okay, like that. Then you will end up with 1 over 2. Then simplifying this, you will get 1 or 2 as shown over here. So for this quadratic formula, just be careful. Now, I will show you what is required to present in your working later on, so don't worry so much. But this is just to help you guys to understand how you should use the formula. Some of y'all say very easy, right? But I tell you, those who say very easy one day, 迟早有一天you will somehow make mistake one. So don't laugh. Okay, there is a lot of notes over here for the graph part. But I will be very honest. The only one thing I want you to focus for now is identifying your minimum or maximum. Okay, that is the most important thing. You need to know how to identify between a minimum and a maximum. Very important. Okay, so minimum, okay, is when you have a more than 0. So what's the meaning of a more than 0? This a is the leading coefficient. You know your ax squared plus bx plus c, right? This number is the a. And it's a leading coefficient is because this guy is your leader. This guy maybe in your house, who's the leader? Your parents. If your parents happy, what happen? They smile, right? They smile, you also happy, what? You feel good, what? Everybody happy. 全家快快乐乐, right or not? And if you're happy, you smile. This looks like a minimum or maximum to you. Okay, this looks more like a valley, right? The Great Canyon, the valley, right? So it has a minimum point, right? So you just need to know if a is more than 0, then you have a minimum point. Now, it is also possible to tell from after you complete the square. This is the complete square form, right? This a over here is the same thing. It's the same thing as the a that we did before we complete the square. So if you complete the square already, right, you can look from there as well. Don't have to look from here directly. Okay, and you need to know your maximum. Maximum is less than 0, right? You will have a set face instead. Your parents said what happened? You also said what? You feel very sian, what? Right or not? So if it's less than 0, then like that lor. Set face lor. Set face means you have a maximum. It looks like a mountain. You're at the top. I swear, some of you guys, your goal in life is to make your parents angry and confirm one. Then you'll feel like that. Confirm one, I tell you. Okay? Can I? So, this one, I won't spend too much time on going through this, but main thing you need to know line of symmetry. Line of symmetry tells me one thing. If you know the roots, you happen to know the x-intercept, the distance between the two x-intercept is actually the same. Okay? Which means you can use this information to find your turning point without completing the square. Because traditionally complete the square, you need to complete the square to find the turning point. Okay, so later on there's one example, you will see how I do it without completing the square. Okay, now the other features from set 2 that you should already know is your y-intercept. Y-intercept is actually a straight line down where x is equal to 0. Very important. Okay, when x is 0, because it is the line that is vertical. And vertical, right, you are reading off the x-axis. So for example, this is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? You are reading off from the x-axis. In the same way, when you read off the solutions, right, you are reading off from the y equal to 0. So x-intercept occurs when y is 0. Y-intercept occurs when x is 0. And in the case of, for example, x squared minus 4x plus 5, when x is 0, okay, when x is 0, this whole thing is 0, this whole thing is 0, you're only left with a 5, which means you can simply just read off the number to tell you the y-intercept value. Okay, now take note, this graph and this equation not the same. It's not representative. It's just an example. Okay, very, 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 very important that you know. Turning point, intercepts, okay, these two things, and your minimum, maximum. These are the main things you need to have. Okay, so you can have a look minimum point, maximum point. Yep. So I won't spend too much time going through this whole thing. This one, we just do the examples, will make more sense. Okay, now let's start off with the basic, the warm-up first. Okay, now I think in the video, I wanted to show you all two methods, but somehow I forgot to tell you all. Okay, so since it's a re-recording, it's a good chance for me to explain that again. Now, to express this in this form, the main thing we want to use, right, is we want to utilize this thing, this identity, okay, into that. But how are we going to do it? So I will just quickly show you how to do it. First thing first, when you see a negative, you must factorize out a negative first. But how to factorize? Rule of thumb is you factorize from the first two terms. More important. Okay, so I factorize the negative from the first two terms. I leave the outside one, the negative 19 outside. I don't need that one. Okay, now some schools will make you factorize the whole thing, so you might end up with this. No problem. But to me, the first one is cleaner. The 19 is actually calefare one. It's not very important because you are going to expand back and simplify in the end. So to me, it don't need one. You can just leave it as it is. Huh? Second thing is you need to x. Okay, x squared plus 8, right? 8x, right? Now, you will notice that this portion over here is actually a square number, but this one is not. So in terms of making this complete a square means I want to make it into a whole square, but this is clearly not. This is in fact a missing square. Okay, my square very ugly, sorry. Don't know what happened today. Walao eh. Ah, wait Yeah, you know what? I think it's my sweat. TBH. GG.com. Yeah, okay, nice. Then I'm going to insert two straight lines. Okay, now you will notice, right, over here, okay, let me close this, I don't need that anymore. You will notice that I have a square here and a square here. So now it's about fitting in the numbers, right? And in particular, I need to fit in the x squared. The x squared is a square itself, right? So x squared must belong here. But what kind of area, right, will give me x squared? What kind of length do I need to give me x squared? So it's obvious lah. I need x and x right now. Okay, I need x and x, right? But then this 8x is not a square. So it cannot go over here. It can only go here and here, right or not? Okay. Now the problem is I've got two exact rectangles, right? They are the same, right? So what I can do is I can split this into 4x and 4x. So you will distribute the boxes into like that. But then you see, this is a rectangle with an area of 4x. If one of my length is x, what is this length? This must be 4, what? Right? This must be 4. So I put 4 here. I put 4 here. Right? Then what is missing? Okay. Missing is 4 squared. Okay. So in order for me to fill in the missing components, and by the way, we are only looking at this part. The rest outside that world is not important. It's not important. We are only focusing on the world inside the bracket. Morning coffee. Okay. So I move this down. I will copy x squared plus 8x, but I will fill in the missing part, which is plus 4 squared. But then, originally I don't have what? I added in, just so that I can complete the square. So I need to compensate by taking away the same thing. Close the bracket, minus 19. Then you will quickly realize that this part over here is actually just x plus 2 whole thing squared. Oh, sorry, not x plus 2, x plus 4 whole thing squared. Then I need to copy everything else that was inside there, which is the minus 16 and the minus 19 part. So now, remember, we work damn hard to obtain this. Please don't go and expand that. We work very hard for that. If you expand that, you are wasting your parents' effort. You are wasting your own effort. You are wasting your time and your money. Right or not? So don't do that lah. Go and expand the negative into the bracket, but don't open up the bracket. You open up, Jose, you are back to square one. Then you will start questioning your life. You will start to 怀疑人生. Don't do that lah. Okay, my job is not to make you all question your life. My job is to help you to understand this better. Okay, so I'm going to expand this in. Plus 16 minus 19. Then finally, this will become minus x plus 4 squared minus 3. And that's it. We are done for this part. Now, I said before, right? I didn't have the chance to go through that technique. So if they want you to express in this form, right? The one way you can do is this is supposed to be equals to this, right? The hack is this, if you really somehow forget how to complete the square, this is the hack. Go and expand this. And I'm very sure you guys know how to expand this. This is Sec 2 stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, this is supposed to be equals to negative 2 squared, negative x squared minus 8x minus 19. So very quickly you realize that, oh, these two are the same. These two are the same, right? This one already same. So therefore, based on our observation, we see over here, right? We know 2p must be equals to 8 and p must be equals to 4. Since p is 4, right? We now can compare this part over here. We will now have q minus 4 squared equals to negative 19. So q is equals to negative 3. So based on oh, shit. Based on this, we can also conclude we have this as answer. Right? You see? This is another way to do it. In case you really forget. But your school will not make you do this one. Only I dare to tell you that. Okay? So this one is really a last resort. Please don't ever use this unless you really got no choice. Okay? I am very sure I'm the only one who thought of this. But I don't know. Maybe there are people who thought about this but got say but not very public. So to me, it's not that I know of. Maybe I don't know. You can let me know that if somebody else knows about this before me. Because I cannot say I'm the first. I don't actually know if there were anyone who said it first before me. But I know for sure I am a promoter of this bo pian no choice must do this technique kind of thing. Okay, so now we talk about sketching the graph. Okay, because this is a very popular demand question. Now, I'm going to show you one thing. I'm going to explain to you how to obtain your minimum or your maximum first. So I will go through this part in two phases. And I am telling you upfront, I'm taking a lot of time to go through this. Phase 1 is explanation with reasoning. Phase 2 is you see, you know already. I will show you phase 1 first so that you understand why I'm doing like that. Phase 1. First thing first, you need to ask yourself, the hell is this, bro? Okay, famously, as you know, when you plot square numbers, this is just for experiment. You go and square everything. You notice this side, okay, easy to calculate. 0, 1, 2, 3. This side, you will notice that you will start to have a mirror image. So based on these numbers, who is the smallest? 0, right? So am I right to say that 0 is the minimum value of the inside component? Yes. Therefore, we can first start off by saying this part, a perfect square must be at least 0. But when you apply a negative, you will remember in Sec 2, when you multiply by a negative, you must flip all signs and inequalities. But don't go and flip the inside one. Okay, the inside one is protected by the bracket. Right? You got insurance. Don't go and break the insurance. If not, the insurance for what? Right? So I will put a minus, the whole thing, less than or equal to 0. So that's where you know that 0 is the highest value. This whole expression becomes a maximum. That was where the minimum maximum come about, is because of this. Okay, then subsequently I'm missing the minus 3, right? So now I just need to subtract 3. Then the whole thing now has a maximum value of minus 3. So how to tell? So this is the theory part. But when will the minimum or maximum, when will the maximum occur? You look at your first line first. Your first line is at least 0, which means at the 0 exactly is your turning point. So the exact turning point is when this thing is equal to 0. Correct? But when this thing is equal to 0, x plus 4 equals 0, x must be equal to -4 to attain your min or max. Okay, so that is the x part. That is, this one over here is the y part. And this negative is the reason why you got a minimum and maximum. So ladies and gentlemen, how do you interpret from here without looking at all of this? I'm going to move to this blank canvas. Okay, I'm going to write down this whole thing again. Okay, so from this equation alone, now that we understand the theory already, how do we apply this? Very simple. Here will tell us whether it's a min or max. Since it's negative, you have a set phase, right? Set phase means it's a maximum. Number 2, this part solve equals 0. So x is equals to -4. This is your x turning value. And over here, this one, a very obvious one, is my y turning value. So put all these 3 together, you will have maximum -4 -3. This is your turning point. You only need like that. This is all you need to infer all the key information for turning point. But this is not enough information to tell you about gradient x-intercept and y-intercept. Okay, so usually when you have the turning point, right, the next thing that you must have is y-intercept. Okay, So this one, ladies and gentlemen, this is all you need for turning point. You now need to have the information for y-intercept. And what better way to find out than to look over here directly, right? The original equation is minus x squared minus a minus 8 squared minus 8x. Is it plus or minus? See, I short-term memory on jialat. Yo, everything is negative, bro. That's insane. Right? You will have remember your y-intercept will happen when x is 0, which means 0, 0. This thing gone, you're left with minus 19. Okay? So this is my y-intercept value. So you look at my graph. Turning point is somewhere in this region because -4, -3. Y-intercept occurs along this axis, the bottom axis, the negative axis. But then you need to ask yourself, -9 smaller or -3 smaller? I think it's very obvious that this one is actually smaller. Your y-intercept is actually lower than your maximum point. So I'm going to put the 19 over here first, the -19. The -4, 3, -3, that part, right? Well, -3, -4, -3 is somewhere around here. Correct? Now, since this is these 2 points is enough to tell me your curve will either look like this or look like this. But you already know what? This is a maximum point. So it obviously cannot look like this. This is wrong. It has to look like this. So ladies and gentlemen, the correct graph is like that. Okay? Sorry, a bit ugly, yeah. Okay, now, usually you draw the graph first. You try to make it nice first. If you need to adjust, right, you don't adjust the graph. You adjust the points. I think it's easier to adjust the points, right? Because once you draw a nice graph, very hard to erase already. Very sian one, I tell you. Okay, so now I need to figure out, I have the turning point, which is -4, -3, and I got the y-intercept. Now, based on this, I think it's obvious there is no x-intercept. And I can prove it to you by attempting to solve this equation. But remember, x-intercept means y equal to 0. And since this was originally equal to y, I just put equal to 0, right? Then I will have x plus 4 whole thing squared equals to -3. Then, some of you guys can tell me, oh, this is positive. This is negative. No way I'm going to have a solution, right? You can take it one step further and tell me this is plus minus square root -3. Wait. This one is math error, right? Okay. Why math error is not in your syllabus? Okay. But this, I can just tell you upfront, this is not real. This is imaginary. Okay. Not real means it's fake one, right now. You cannot see one. You cannot see one. Okay. So, since there's no real solutions, there is no x-intercept. Okay. So, all you need to do, label your graph. Done. That's it. Okay. So, I hope this is clear to all of you. Okay. Make sure you have all the axes, graph, label, O, X, Y, the O, graph, 19, blah, blah, blah. Okay, finish. That's it. Okay. Okay, go and internalize this if you need. Okay. Okay, next. Sketch the graph of y equals to x plus 5, 3 minus x. Okay. Now, indicate clearly the coordinate of the points where the graph crosses the axis and the turning point. So usual stuff okay? But you realize that this one is no longer complete the square anymore, right? This one is your Sec 2 factorization. It's more of a Sec 2 topic already, but can still solve, right? Now, first thing first, you must ask yourself, is this a happy face or a sad face? Now, a lot of students, they don't know what to tell. They just assume, this one I think is happy face. But if you watch very closely, okay, how to tell it's a happy face, right? You just expand. Play safe, just expand. There's no harm in you expanding. It's just one line or 2 lines max. It won't take you more than 10 seconds. Okay, maybe for me it's 5 seconds, I can see very fast. But maybe you guys need 20 seconds. It's fine. Take that time to go and double check. You rather spend that 20 seconds to double check, make sure you're cocksure about everything. Then you realize at the end, oh shit, I wrong. Salah liao. Don't do that. Okay? Right off the bat, you can tell me already, right? This is a maximum point. Sorry, I like to use maximum point because this kind of question will throw students off. So I know this is a maximum point. Now, I'm going to prove to you this question, I don't need to complete the square. Why? Because I already have my solutions. This time round, it's actually easy to find the x-intercept. Okay? So if you set y equals 0, I will have x plus 5 equals 0 or 3 minus x equals 0. Then solve them respectively, you will have these two as your x-intercept. So go ahead and label the x-intercept first. No harm doing that. And as you already know, this is a happy face. So the next thing I'm going to check, right, is the y-intercept because this one is very obvious, right? Y-intercept is actually a positive 15. So I think you know how the graph is going to look like. It's going to look like this. Okay, now, before I carry on, I told you, right, I don't need complete the square to prove the turning point. I can I power this. How? Very simple. Remember I told you that the curve is supposed to have a line of symmetry? And that your line of symmetry is equidistant from the two roots, which means the middle or the midpoint of -5 and 3 is the turning value of x. So all I have to do is x turning, I take average. This will give me -1. So right off the bat, I know -1 is a line of symmetry. But how do I know what's the y turning? Simple If you already know your x is 1, -1, then your y is just stuck in -1, right? So y is equals to -1 plus 5, 3 minus -1. This will give you 16. Okay? So 16 is actually above 15. It will be somewhere around here. Okay, don't draw the turning point first. Go and draw the curve first. Okay, and as you can see, I would rather move this one than to go and move the graph, right? If not, you all later complain, walao, need to draw again, need to draw many times. Don't need right? If your graph already very nice, right? Just move your points. I think it's easier that way. So I'm going to move the line of symmetry. Now, technically, you don't need the line of symmetry. They never ask for it. But I think it's just good to have it. Okay, so turning point, -116. And this is a maximum point. Okay, so with that, label your graph. Then you're done. Okay, so this question, I already tell you, you don't need to find the complete the square one. But if somehow my phone almost dropped. If you really want to do that, I don't know why but if you really want to do that, okay I can't stop you, right? Oh, wait. This is not 3. This is -1. My bad. Okay, let me double check that I'm correct in everything first before I go on. See, no tutor copy, that's what happens. I have the answer, but I forget to download. Always got problem one. Okay, this looks correct already. So now I will show you how to complete the square for this one. Right? Same thing, you always make sure that you factorize out the first two terms, then negative. Then from here, go and fill in your square. Okay, the x squared belongs here. So this is x and x. These two x belongs x and x, like that. So what times x give me x? 1 right? And since it's 1, right, this square is 1. So what I'm missing, right, is 1 squared minus 1 squared. Okay, proceed to simplify. Okay, same thing from here, this part maximum. This part equals 0, x is minus 1. This is your x turning value. This over here is y turning value. Okay, and then we are done. Straightforward question. Okay. All right. No, yesterday I give a 7-minute break. Today don't need lah. You know, somehow when I'm doing this recording, I still feel like I'm live streaming with all of y'all. Very funny. Then today is just this video, right? When I'm recording it, right, I'm just talking to myself. But never mind lah. When y'all watch the video, it sound like I'm talking to a bunch of people lah, right or not? Okay? Can lah, can lah. Then at least y'all feel alive, ma. I talk to y'all like, wow, when y'all watch the video, I sound like, hey, I got people over here watching my broadcast. I love it. Feels good, man. I just chill, drink coffee, eat Daifuku. Luckin Coffee got this new flavor called salted egg. Very nice. I like. Okay. So there was one student who asked me about like asked me to go through graph, right? So I hope in the question 1 and 2 is clearer for you. Yesterday I did it after the in the Q&A part is because you were there lah. So I think might as well just teach it lah. Okay, but I think for now, if you're not very sure, at this point of time when you're watching this, right, at least you can rewind back. The explanation for the first 2 questions should be much clearer. Okay. Sorry, yesterday performance anxiety. Okay, question 3. Now, figure below shows a graph with y-intercept, y-intercept minus 4. Okay, and it has a minimum point. So I have 2 particular information and I have an equation x squared plus ax plus b. Now, for my students, normally I tell you, if you're finding 2 unknowns, you're finding a and b. 2 unknowns means you must have 2 equations to solve simultaneous. However, you would have realized that sometimes you don't need to have a simultaneous. It's possible to solve for one first, then you solve the other. Okay, and that is very common in Sec 1. Sec 1, normally if you have 2 unknowns, you can always find one of them first, then use that to sub in the other one. But in the event it doesn't work out, you can always fall back to a simultaneous. So simultaneous is sort of saying that it's a last resort lah. Okay, so how am I going to do it? First thing first, you look at y-intercept and you look at minimum point. Which information is damn easy to absorb or damn easy to use? Like right off the bat, you can use already. Got effect one. Okay, and I want to tell you this. This is the most immediate effect. Y-intercept equals to -4 means what? Remember I told you, right? X is 0. X is 0, then you have a y-intercept, right? So right off the bat, y is equals to 0 squared plus a times 0 plus b is supposed to equal to b. But this is the y-intercept. So it's actually equals to -4, right? So actually, I told you already, you don't need simultaneous one, this question. If you just use this information, you will get the answer there one. So b is equals to -4 because y-intercept is -4. It's obvious. Okay, so that is the first thing first. Now, since we already know that, right, we will now know that y is equals to 2x squared plus ax minus 4. Okay, what other information do we have? We have a minimum point. Now, minimum point tells me 2 information. 1, this is a happy face. 2, I have the coordinates. I can just plug in. Now, is the minimum point very prevalent in this question? No, it's actually not. They never ask you to complete the square or anything like that one. But as long as you know a coordinate, and as you can see here, I got y, a, and x. I got 3 unknowns. But I already know a pair, right? And you see, any point along here, right, it can be treated like the x and the y are related by some quadratic function, right? So when the x is like that, your y will be like this. When your y is like this, x will be like that. So in this particular instance, when x is -2, y is -8, right? Couple things, right? So you can simply just let x be -2, y be -8, go and sub in. Then this part, I tell you lah, you really not confident use calculator lor, bo pian, right? So I will still a little bit noob no choice go and learn this well you shouldn't be using calculator for this kind of things but I know sometimes you got performance anxiety or what, like me also you can also go and use calculator one. Okay, trust me, I do that also. When I was your age, I do this all the time. I go uni, I do this all the time. I teach now, I also do this all the time. Because why? Sometimes I calculate GG, careless mistake. Always happens. Okay, so -4. So -8 -4. You see? Jialat. It's not -4, it's 4. -2a -4. Then you realize this fella and this fella cancel out. So I will be left with -2a equals to -8. Then from there, whatever number that you see on the left, you simply just divide it. You get 4. Okay, that's it. So A is 4, B is -4. Easy to mark. You don't need a lot of effort one. Oh, if you complete the square, this is not worth 2 marks anymore. This is a scam. Do yourself a disservice. Yeah. So always remember y-intercept and x-intercept, how to find. This is Sec 2 stuff. You still don't know, I very scared already. Okay. Okay, question 4. Now we are moving on to the solving questions already. The questions onwards, right? You don't need to use complete the square anymore. Okay. And yesterday I think I didn't get a chance to go through complete the square. In the way this student called Evan he want me to go through, right? Okay. I will just say this first. This is E-math. This is not A-math. Okay. Of course I know how to complete the square. I am a pro at it. Okay. But for E-math, I won't teach your advanced technique to factorize out this kind of complicated numbers. There's no point. You have the formula. Okay. And historically in the past year papers, E-math, they never test very complicated complete the square techniques one. Your coefficient usually is 1 or -1. Okay. But of course, in the event they do, it's a bit high level Okay. So that's not to say that I won't teach. It's just that I don't see a point in teaching it. If you are in A-math, I will teach that one. Okay, so you can always fall back to how I do it in A-math if there's anyone interested. But I won't do it in E-math. Okay. But in my own class, I got teach a bit But fraction a bit too much already. I don't expect to see fraction. If you see fraction, usually they will tell you to use formula one. Or rather, they will not say anything, you can use the formula. Okay. Now, to solve this equation, right, there is a hindrance. There is a negative, right? So two options. Either you absorb a negative into this bracket, or you bring this to the other side. Okay. For me, I will just multiply in. Okay, so I will have x -1, 4x, 4/5x -1 equals to 3. Then from here, just do your cross factorization. Okay, like that, minus x. Okay, once I pangkang already, this guy end job already, right? Then -1 will take over the shift. -1 what happened? Now -1 times here become -4/5x. -1 times -1 plus 1 equal 3. Okay, then from here, just go and simplify your steps. This looks very sus. Okay, never mind, it's okay. Let's just do first, then we see how it goes. So 4/5x squared minus 9/5x. Okay, if you don't know this, this is just -1 minus 4/5. Once again, you don't know, key in calculator -1 minus 4/5. Okay, I will usually advise you to put fraction. Try not to put decimal first. Fraction, I think, is a bit easier Okay, then this 3 you bring over is +1 minus 3 equals 0. Then simplifying this further, now a lot of you guys don't like to work with fraction, right? So what you can do is you just multiply by 5. Okay, now two options. If you really want to complete the square, fine. But I will show you using the formula first. So formula, what you need to show in your presentation, x equals to, now some of you guys will have a habit, and I think it's good. Every time you do practice, have any chance, vomit the formula out. Keep on doing that until it's muscle memory. Okay, b squared minus 4ac over 2a. Once you have that already, right, remember I told you about the brackets, minus bracket, plus minus square root, bracket squared, minus 4 bracket bracket over 2 bracket. Then slowly fill in your numbers. Now, 4, negative 9, negative 10, right? So it's minus 9, 4, negative 10, 4. Okay, now, usually, you can just use your calculator. Okay, go to mode 5, 2, 2. My calculator is a bit different. Okay, but the last part is the same lah. It's only this number is different because this calculator is more advanced. You can see there is integration, there is logarithm, there's ln. No, ln is confirm have, but logarithm based anything. So your normal calculators don't have all this one. Only my one have, right? And then got student yesterday asked me, sure, this one how much? $20 per year subscription. You want to pay, you pay lor. But if you ask me whether it replaces a Chromebook, no lah. This is a different calculator. You shouldn't be using this. Use your own calculator. Okay? Make sure you have your own calculator. 35.50 is only $15 top up. Money can earn back one, don't worry. Okay? I was poor also. Last time I no money one. Now I got money. Okay, trust trust. I really last time very broke one. Okay? I can eat at home, I eat at home one. Free meal. Okay? So just key in the values. If you replace the numbers correctly, right, your final answer confirm correct one. Okay, just key in the values. Now, if the school force you to write down a working, then all you have to do is to simplify this part, and this part. Make it a bit nicer so that you can sub in. But usually I don't see a point There's no need for you to do until so complicated Okay, the inside the bracket, right? I'm going to do it by hand. Okay, kiasu students will be like that. You even more kiasu, you want to put negative, can. Although I know it's gonna be no difference Minus 4, 4, minus 10. Okay, 2, 4, 1. Then just do a quick check. 9 plus root 241 over 8. Voila, I got this answer. Okay, and one thing to take note of is that if your calculator, right, gives you the same answer as your calculator method, I mean this one versus just not that method, right? If they give you the same answer, you are pretty much 90% correct because you are using the same formula to obtain the other answer. But just be careful You can always somehow make mistakes one. It's possible. Right? So question 4, like that only. Very easy one. Okay, Now I will, since high demand want to, okay, there's no high demand but there are students who want to complete the square. Okay, fine. I will show you how to complete the square. Okay. Step 1 is to factorize out the 4. Like that Then this is the reason why normally schools will not make you complete the square for this type of questions. Okay. To simplify this, you remember, right? I need to divide the coefficient by 2. So it becomes 9 over 8 squared. Then I subtract this number again. Then minus 10 equals 0. Okay. This part over here, it will be x plus 9 over 8 squared. Then the 4 outside, right? Then this part will be 81 over 64 minus 10 equals 0. Okay. Then 4x plus 9 over 8 squared minus 81 over 16 minus 10 equals 0. Why do I feel like my answer very sus? Okay, never mind. Let's key in this first. 81 over 16 plus 10. Yes, this looks good. Okay, so 4 over x plus 9 over 8 equals to 241 over 16. Okay, then x plus 9 over 8, sorry, I forgot a square, is equals to 241 over 64. Then I square root. See, I forget square again. Okay, some of you never take A math, right? Never learn search, right? Like that first, never mind. Then x equals to 9 over 8, you subtract, plus minus this. Okay, your answer will turn out to be correct one. It will be the same as this. So this one over here is more applicable for A math. Not say you cannot do, but if you really hand itchy want to complete the square, can. No issues. They won't mark you down one. It's doable. Okay, just that I think the normal mainstream students will not do this lah. They will just write formula lah. Right? Why not, right? Okay, got formula, why don't use? That is me, man. Okay, can? Now, question 5 and question 6 are what we call algebraic fractions. Okay, yeah, I show you question 6 first. This question I spent very long to go and find one. Okay. Okay, so solve the equation over here. Now, first thing you always check, common factor have or not. Okay, do I have common factors? These numbers and these numbers, right? X plus 5 is linear. There is no common factor anymore. It's not like I got 3x plus 6. I cannot factorize out anything. 3x plus 6 can, but x plus 5 cannot. I'm done. It's done deal already. X minus 2 also cannot. So since these two mutually have no common factors, you know like how we add half plus 1/3, right? We times 3 times 3 times 2 times 2. So algebraic fraction is the same thing. You just need to multiply each other, but it's not cross multiply. Please don't mix this up with cross multiply. Cross multiply is in the form of x squared over 4 equals to, I don't know, 3 over x. This kind. This one, when you like that multiply in, the center is an equal sign, x cubed equals to 12. That is cross multiply. Okay, this one is not. Okay, so now let's proceed with the question. I'm going to make them the same denominator. So I will give a bit of space because I know I'm going to do that. Then I will multiply top and bottom by whoever this guy is, so that they will be made the same. So similarly over here, I'm going to multiply x plus 5, x plus 5. Okay, then you see bottom same already what? Same already means I can combine what, right or not? On top, not the same. On top, wait. See, stupid, I blind. I never see got minus. Because yesterday I remember when I did this, I got minus 1. Okay, so it's x plus 2, x minus 2, 3x, x plus 5. Okay, equal to 7. Now, this part, I think you can recognize, right? This part is your x squared minus 2 squared. This is your 1 plus and 1 minus. Whenever you see like these two brackets, the only difference is the plus and minus. For those who learn search, right, this is called conjugate. Okay? But for the mainstream, the normal people, I'm also normal okay? We are all normal. Okay, who's abnormal over here? I don't know. Why would you want to call yourself abnormal? Okay, x plus 2 and x minus 2, right? These two, the only difference is the plus and the minus. So in this instance, right, we will apply the formula a squared minus b squared, which is what I like to call first number squared minus second number squared. Difference of squares, right? So I will have x squared minus 4. Okay, then plus, this guy just expand it normally I mean, y'all can do that, right? 3x squared plus 15x. Now, bottom, I won't expand first. Okay, because there is a chance, right? Maybe somehow I can cancel off common factors. Now, when I teach certs, I also tell my students like that. Don't go and expand first. Make sure there is no common factor before you go and expand. Yeah. So this is going to become 4x squared minus plus 15 x minus 4. Okay one look you know this one cannot factorize already Don't bother. Maybe can, I don't know. Maybe let's have a look. I'm very curious. I very curious. I want to see whether can or cannot. Maybe can. Oi, can eh. But one loop I know no use lah. It's not gonna work lah. So there's no need to factorize this. Okay, so how I know, right? Based on the answer in my calculator, this is my factorization result. And there's no common factor. I can't cancel any of this with any of this, right? So since that's the case, there's no point expanding. Just leave it as it is. So bottom, I will expand already. X squared plus 3x minus 10 equals 7. Okay, you need to have a visual sense of how to expand. And for the calculator method, this one I exclusively teach my students how to do it properly lah. But it's not difficult. You can go and find out from your friends. Okay, I won't I mean, there's no need for me to gatekeep this lah. Confirm your friends know about this one. So be nice to your friends. If you're nice to your friends, maybe your friends will share with you the tips. Okay. Confirm got other people share these tips one. I'm not the only one. Confirm everybody know one. Okay. So now, since I will teach you all this thing. When you see fraction equals to this, right? I mean, technically this is a fraction lah. 7/1 is a rational number, what? Can be expressed as 7/1 lah. Right? So in this instance, I will cross multiply like so. Now this is cross multiply, correct already. So 4x squared plus 15x minus 4 equals to 7x squared plus 21x minus 70. Okay, then just need to go and move things around lah. I will move to the right. Some of you guys will move to the left. I will personally move to the right. So you move 3x squared plus, later my math fail, GG. 6x minus 66. Okay, in case you're wondering how I get this, because there was a student who asked me how I got this yesterday. You move to the right means you minus 4x squared on both sides. You minus 15x on both sides. You plus 4 on both sides. Okay, cancel. Okay. This one combined will give me 3x squared. This one combined will give me 6x. This one combined will give me minus 86. So that's how I got it. If it helps, you can present it like that. I think it will help lah. But I don't normally teach this because I think it's very intuitive lah. Okay. So before you go and solve, one thing I always tell my students, if you can, even if you are going to use quadratic formula, it really pays for you to simplify. Because why? The bigger the number, the more complicated things will get, right? Like in MasterChef, you watch MasterChef, what did Gordon Ramsay always say? Don't not F word lah, okay? Don't quote all the vulgarity that he say lah. Go and quote the one thing that he always say. No color, no flavor. So when you cook, right, must have color. You got the browning of the meat, right? The browning gives you the flavor, right? What's the term called? Forgot the name again. Maillard reaction, yes. Oh my god, I don't know why I know this. Okay, Maillard reaction, correct? All the camp tutors, camp people, all the Taiwan, you all can correct my pronunciation. I okay one. I don't know whether I said it correctly or not, but it's called the Maillard reaction, right? So same thing over here. You don't simplify, you make your life harder. So please go and simplify. And it's very obvious. Usually, how to tell what number to factorize? Look at the smaller numbers. What are the factors? 3 is a prime number. The only factor is 1 and 3. But 6 itself has 1, 2, 3, and 6. So you know 3 is likely to be a factor for all of the 3 numbers. So in this case, I will divide by 3. Okay, yesterday I test already. This one, no reals. This one, the answer is not okay. It's not fake. It's real one. Okay, but if you go and calculate out using a calculator, right? 1, 2, minus 22. The number not nice one. It's like that one, like shit. Okay, so this one 2 ways. You can either complete the square or you can quadratic formula. This one I think clear cut. You can use either two lah. It doesn't really matter. So if you use the formula, vomit the formula out again. Okay, this one over here. Then you go and sub in. Minus 2 plus minus square root 4 minus 4 times 22 over 2. then you will get your answer lah. Okay, 3.80 or minus 5.80. Okay, don't believe, go and check lah. Go and check. Oi, GG. I forget to put minus sign. Later they say math error. Okay, as you can see, yes, the answer is correct. Okay, I'm just shortcutting this, so you all go and do what is needed. Okay, I don't want to repeat the same thing again. Okay, now for this one, complete the square. I do fast game for y'all. Complete the square looks like this. I think so lah. Okay. Okay, let's test this out. Minus 1 plus root 23. Yes, very nice. Answer correct already. So I very happy now, safe. Okay, then just take note when you're keying in this like that, right, manually, you are bound to a mistake because sometimes you key in the wrong numbers. But when you use the calculator method, right, as long as you key in the correct coefficient, which is rather easy to check, you just put 1, 2, minus 22, you put correctly, you more or less will get the correct answer one. Both answer common correct one. Okay, so it's easy to check against this. Okay, so now without further ado, let's move on to question 6. Okay, trying to fast game this question. Now solve this equation. And this one, I tell you, I really spent a very long time finding this expression. I took almost 1 hour finding this. Okay, how to solve? Remember I told you, right? If let's say you want to add half plus 1/3, easy lah. The 2 and the 3, no common factor, is just 3/6 plus 2/6 lah. But if you encounter something like this, you see, you notice that the lowest common multiple is actually 12, not 24. Which means there is a factor somehow. Like, for example, I can write 1/4 as 2 times 2. I can write this as 2 times 3. So while I do have the 2, right, this fella is missing a 3, this fella is missing a 2. Correct? So in the same way, I am going to attempt to factorize the denominator. So first thing I will do, x plus 3 over this number. Okay, okay, let's focus on this part first. This number, first thing, in any factorization technique, always look for common factors. You look at 2, 8, and 6. Confirm plus chop got common factor 1, and that number is 2. So you take out 2, you're left with x squared minus 4x plus 3. Okay, those who were in my Sec 2 class last year got quite a number. Actually, not a lot. Okay, got quite a bit, but not a lot. Those who were in my Sec 2 class, we drill on this kind of question a lot, like really a lot. Okay. Now, next thing to ask yourself is, this fella can factorize or not? The answer is yes. And you can use the calculator method to go and factorize. So it's x minus 3, x minus 1. Okay, plus 5x over 3 minus x equals to 2 over x minus 1. Then look, oh my god, I got x minus 1 and x minus 1 over here. Common already, what? Which means you don't need to go and multiply the whole thing again. You only need to multiply what is missing. But the problem is this fella. This is 3 minus x. This is x minus 3. Yobo. So, you see, these two, although it looks different, but they can be made the same. Because all I have to do is to flip this and flip this. Right? So, I'm going to show you guys the flipping action. I will copy everything first. And when I flip, this will become a plus. This will become x minus 3. Okay, just imagine when you expand this in, it will become 3 minus x again. So it's back to normal, right? But instead of doing that, I U-turn back. So it becomes minus 5x over x minus 3 equals to 2 over x minus 1. So like that, it's way easier to combine everything, right? So now, this fella, I got x minus 3. I am missing 2 and x minus 1. So what I will do is I will multiply 2 and x minus 1. This fella, I'm going to move to the here a bit more space. Then here times 2 times x minus 1 so that I balance the top and the bottom. Then same thing over here. I'm going to I have this, I'm missing this. Times 2 times x minus 1. Sorry, x minus 3. So on top, I do the same thing. Bottom same already, right? In this case, the bottom is entirely the same. If the bottom is entirely the same, means it's extra, it's caliphate already. It's not needed anymore. Because I don't get any benefit by telling me, sure, 1 is equal to 1. You good. Thank you for telling me the obvious. Very good. Well done. Don't need lah. If bottom all same already, buang already. Just throw away. You focus on the numerator. So I will copy the numerator. And those who do partial fractions already in A math it's the same thing. This is exactly what you do. You discard the bottom when everything is the same. Sec 4, Sec 3 A math. Okay? Because I got some students take polynomials already. Yeah. Okay, so x plus 3 minus 10x, x minus 1 equals to 4x minus 3. Then from there, just go and simplify everything. Okay, x plus 3 minus 10x squared plus 10x equals to 4x minus 12. I hope I'm right. Then simplifying. Okay, now I move 10x to the right. I minus x. I minus 3. I minus 10x. Okay, so left hand side will be 0 because I cancel. Right hand side, I got 10x squared. I've got this funny thing, minus 7x. Then 12 minus 12 minus 3 minus 15. Okay, so it's my job to go and solve this. Now, go and factorize this first. Go and use the calculator to check first. What's my answer? Okay. Maybe this one very nice, I don't know. Okay, it's not. Too bad. No choice. Use the quadratic formula. So x is minus b plus minus square root b squared minus 4ac whole thing divided by 2a, right? Hey, vomit the thing again. Let come out. Okay. Then 7 plus minus square root minus 7 squared minus 4, 10, minus 15 over 2 times 10. Okay, vomit the whole thing out. Write down the answer first. 162, 0.924. Okay, then just double check normally whether it's correct or not. So 7 plus square root of 49 plus 4 times 10 times 15, bottom is 20. Yes, answer same, okay already, safe. Okay, so question 6 done already. Okay, so last question. Okay, this one I think a bit rough. Okay, as part of a school fundraising event, Jamie bought X boxes of snacks for a total of 180. So just imagine yourself, immerse yourself into this idea that you are the fella doing a charity drive. Okay, I don't know fundraising So you buy X boxes of snacks for a total of $180. Okay, so $180 let's say I tell you buy 30 snacks. 30 snacks is 180, right? Normally you put what? X is 180. But she only want 1 boxes. 1 boxes is how much? You just divide by X, So this is the amount that she paid for 1 box. Okay, just take note. This is what I call the cost price. You are paying money to procure the goods. Okay, normally I don't know whether here, I know got some students start business one, I don't know. Somehow or rather some of you all do business one. I don't know, at your age. Okay, now, in order for you to sell something, you must have the things, what? And how do you get the things if you don't spend money to get it, right? You must go and procure the goods first. Okay, the word procure means to secure to go and make the transport arrangements to to buy the goods over paperwork, like your invoicing lah, purchase order lah, kind of things, right? So you must pay money to procure the goods first. Now they say write the expression for selling price. Okay, don't you think it's a bit sus? She sell each box 80 cents. Selling price what? Okay, yesterday I gonna trick also. You know why? Because the keyword over here is profit. You must know the word profit is not selling price. The word profit means to earn. But when you buy one box of the snack, let's say you buy $4, cannot be you sell $3 what? You buy at $4, you sell at $3. Are you making a profit or loss? You are making a loss what? So confirm you want to make a profit, your selling price must be higher than your cost price. So that's why the formula selling minus cost equals to profit. And indeed, I have profit and cost. I'm finding selling, right? So selling, sorry, my handwriting is shit. Selling is the amount that she paid for one box and she wants to earn 80 cents. So that's my answer. Okay? It's not so simple one. It's not 0.8 only, right? Where got so simple one? Okay, so she sell at this amount. This is for one box. Then all of a sudden, Jamie managed to sell all except 15. Now, remember in the question we said she had X boxes. So, how many did she sell? She left 15, right? If she had X and she left 15, how many did she sell? She sell X minus 15, no? Right or not? This is a part whole model. Something that you have seen in your primary school one. Right? So how many you're left with, right, is X minus 15. Now, I think for secondary school, we don't really teach our models. But I think it's good to have if let's say you really no choice but to understand the question. A part whole model like this, okay, is enough to help you understand the question a lot better. You don't need to come up with all the funny what, this one more than model, that one comparison model. Don't need lah. You only need a simple part whole model. Don't need anything else. Okay? I used to teach primary school also, so I roughly know a bit about this lah. So X minus 15 is the amount that she sold. And he sold the boxes. One box is how much? One box is 180 over X plus 0.8. She sold X minus 15. So over here is the price, is the selling price of one box. This one over here is the number of boxes. This is the outcome. You are supposed to earn $171. Okay, now your job is to reduce this into this equation. So let's do this step by step. Okay, this one looks a bit weird, but trust me, it will turn out fine. So I'm going to quote a very famous saying, trust the process. Do it first, think later. You don't trust, you don't do anything, you want to be stuck there, you will never move on. So just go and expand first. Don't think already. You never know you stuck even if you cannot get this answer brothers, you get like that already very good already. You will get 2 marks already. They give you the final answer, right? You can still solve what? Correct or not? You can still solve. You don't need to get these full marks to solve the next part. So very important tip. Please don't kill yourself over these kind of things. Okay? So this one you need to expand in, right? Let's have a look. Okay, expand in. This times this, 180. This times this, use a calculator if you need to. Minus 2700 over X. Okay? Now this times this, 0.8x. Then 0.8 times minus 15, 12. 171. Okay? From here, you just need to simplify everything. Okay? So, I'm going to arrange it in the do-re-mi that mentioned earlier on, highest power is X. Second highest power is all the numbers. Okay. And obviously, I'm going to subtract 171 on both sides, right or not? So I'll do it like that. Then the last fella, which is the divided by X, will move to the right. Okay. This part go and simplify. This part should be, I don't know what is this, bro. I think it's 3. Minus 3. Okay, the 0.8, I'm going to convert into a fraction. You will see why in a moment. Okay, now guys, the problem is I got 5, I got X in the denominator, right? So the next step, I'm going to multiply by 5. In fact, I'm going to multiply by 5x so that I deal with the 5 and the x at the same time. So I will have 4x squared minus 15x minus 13500 equals 0. And ladies and gentlemen, I have successfully proved the answer. Okay? So guys, you see, just expand and simplify first. Don't think so much. You will somehow make miracles one. You must always believe yourself. Because a lot of students, they know what to do one. It's just that when they see something foreign, they stun. Very common, very normal issue. Okay? Okay, now we are ready to solve. Okay, so this one, now, go and use the calculator to go and get an answer first. Okay, you will realize that this one, the answer is actually very nice. 60 and this number over here. Now, of course, to be very honest, personally, I think, never mind lah, just use the quadratic formula lah. Okay, but if you're able to factorize, this will turn out to be 4x plus 225, x minus 60. Okay, if not, you can always just fall back to your complete the square, the formula. I don't want to use complete the square lah. This is a bit too much lah. So quadratic formula, 15 plus minus square root 15 squared minus 4 times 13500. Wow, need to berak already, stomach pain. Okay, over 2 times 4. Okay, go ahead and use a calculator. 15 plus square root 225 minus 4 times 4 times. Jialat, forget put minus again. See, why always like that one? Okay, then divided by 8. 60. Or the other one is, I think it's negative 56.25 lah. I cannot remember. Okay, never mind lah. Not important lah. So now that we have this already, right? Obviously, you must reject this one, what? Cannot be cannot be you are studying negative boxes, right? Don't make sense, right? So X is 60. And now, Jamie considers increase the selling price by this amount. So you need to ask yourself, right? The initial selling price is 180 over X plus 0.8, which is, you already know your X is 60, right? Just replace this X with 60, you get 380. So the new selling price, you just add 25 cents lah. So you get 405. Now, remember, when you sold the old batches before you increase the price, it was $171. Where the $171 come from? From here, lor. If you cannot obtain the number, never mind. You just take your X minus 15 times your old selling price. You will get this as your answer. No problem. But this is already given in the question, so just use it. But the new selling price, you have no choice but to calculate. You sold 15 remaining boxes at this price. Alright? So 15 times 4.05 is 60.75. And therefore, the total amount you earn is you just add up everything. Okay, this is 231.75. Now, go back to the question. How much did Jamie spend to buy the snacks? 180. So, She already earned this amount. She confirm will profit one. Confirm profit one. Okay? Therefore, since already like that, yes, she will profit. Okay? And we are pretty much done. That's it for this question. Okay? Now, there was one question. Okay, there were a number of y'all asking for specific questions lah, like inequalities, indices and all that, right? I won't go through those questions here. I won't go through the content in detail lah, but I will go through one of the things that student asked me, compound interest. Okay, this was the only thing that I think was being asked lah. For quadratic for inequalities, maybe I give a simple example so that at least you guys have a start. But the topic very small one, it's very simple one. Okay, so let's talk about compound interest first. If let's say in the first year, right, you earn this amount. Okay, year 0. If let's say my interest is 5%, okay, let's say 12%. Interest 12% means 1000 I multiply by 12%. This is the interest that I get. But at the same time, if you need to ask yourself, what's the final value in the bank? Of course, you must have a base. So this is what we call the final percentage. Okay? Now, how compound interest works that is different from a simple interest. Simple interest is this thing called fixed deposit. In the sense that you put in a set amount of money. Year 0, right, you earn $1,000. You are not allowed to withdraw or add in any amount of money into this fixed deposit because at the end, you will earn this thing called a simple interest. Means whatever that you lock in, the interest come out is only based on the initial value. You're not allowed to put in or withdraw anything. So whatever you earn is based on this amount. And this amount will yield you, let's say it's also 12%. If you put for 5 years, then it will just be a case of this amount. You will earn the interest. You will earn the interest 5 times, cause 5 years, right? But you will earn this interest every year. You earn this amount, but you do this 5 times. Okay. So the interest you earn $600. Not bad, not bad. But compound interest is different. Compound interest, right? You will earn the interest based on the previous year. It is so you want to earn money and earn interest from that also can. Okay, so 1000 times 112%. This is the amount I have in year 1. I will multiply by 112% again. And again and again. So that's how you got the formula. Principal times 1 plus R over 100. This over here is the final percentage, which is the 112%. Then the number of times you do it, right, is N. Okay, so I'll just give you a very quick example. If, let's say, you earn 12% compounded interest per annum, you want to earn 5 years. Okay, assuming you never put in extra money, you will just like that only. Okay, if you want to earn extra money, that's a JC topic already. That is under APGP. Okay, so 5 years. You do this for 5 years. Okay, you put in $1,000. Confirm you will win simple interest one. Because simple interest is only based on initial. Compound interest is whatever value you have at the end of the time you compound, right? You will just earn the interest from there. So there will already have interest that you earn. You will roll over the interest over the years. Okay, so if I want to compound quarterly, the word quarterly suggests that I'm doing it every quarter. How many quarters you have? 4, right? So therefore, quarterly means 4 times a year. So therefore, you compound 20 times. Now, it's impossible because 12% is per annum. You cannot be, you earn 12%. If you want to compound every quarterly, cannot be every quarter you 12%. You play cheap, right or not? So, I like to call this effective interest rate. If 1 year you earn 12%, 1 quarter you earn divided by 4. Effective compound interest rate is 3%. So therefore, my formula is 1000 bracket 1 plus 3%. over 100 over a power 20. So key in the formula. 1 plus 3 over 100 power 20. Okay, this will give me 1806111, which turns out to be $806 interest. You see? I win. Okay? So that was the only question that was asked to me yesterday lah. Okay, so I just brought this up. In terms of simple linear inequalities, right? Simultaneous inequalities, I just give you a very simple example. If x is less than 2 over 5, and x is more than, I don't know, -1, or equals to, right? You will first draw the number line. Okay. Write down all the critical points first. I mean, the critical points is just this number, right? Just go put down the numbers first. Then first, let's do over here. In sec 2, you know how to draw this one. X is less than 2 over 5 because the arrow is facing left, right? You draw here, open circle, and point left. Then this part, you point right. But since you include the value, you shade it. Then you point right. Then whatever answer in between is the correct answer now. So you just do over here. I start from here, I end at here. Here I include, here I exclude. So therefore, x is between -1 inclusive and 2 over 5 exclusive. Okay? So I think this is pretty thorough enough already lah. Huh? Okay. Now, I will become a shameless plug myself again. I'm going to end the recording already, eh? Time to do my shameless plug job. Okay. So shameless plug. Now, I will just share with you, right? Of course, I'm here to tell you guys, hey, come for my class. I confirm will ask you to come, right? Okay, but I think I understand that not everybody can come, not everybody will come. It's fine. But like any other things, you want premium stuff, you want good stuff, must sign up lah, right or not? Okay. I want to use this calculator, right? I must pay money to get the calculator one. No choice. I need to pay a price to get what I want. Okay. When I was your age, I also no money, cannot buy anything, right? Now got money. If I think it's good, I will go and spend on it one. Okay. So no choice. Last time, your age, I also no credit card one. Nobody in my household got credit card one. Same thing lah. Last time no Spotify, no nothing. I can only use free version. I want good stuff, must pay money. Like that. That is how it is. Okay. So of course, in terms of resources, right? If you do join us, okay, formally, if you do join us, right, we have curated notes. Okay. For math, a bit special lah. We have quite a lot of stuff in store for you guys. Okay. We have exclusive materials that's given to our students. And trust me, the math department is doing a lot of stuff lah. Okay, but for you to go and find out, come and join us. We will give you goodies. I promise you, it's good stuff. Okay, once in a while, tutors will conduct weighted assessment revision. For me personally, I customize what I need to do for my own students lah. So for me, because I think at least for my Sec 3 A math, right, I got people learning polynomials, I got people learning quadratic, got people learning equation inequalities, right? So there's no way I'm going to do a test. It don't make sense. But what I do is I print relevant practice for the students. If they need help, come and find me. I will help. Okay? Then, we also have mock papers. Okay, for Sec 4s, it will be more so like that lah. We will have mock papers around throughout the whole period. Okay, for sciences, I can't really say much. I don't know what y'all do, but I do know that sciences, overmark we have practical notes and all that lah. Practical and hands-on experiment once in a while. Okay, then we also have cheat sheets. Okay, cheat sheets, I don't know about everybody lah, but for me, myself, I do have cheat sheets. I will make cheat sheets one. Confirm. Okay. My students last year, they all got summary notes and stuff like that lah. So for my own classes, I do have it. Okay, and I do after class consultation. Sometimes students want to yap a little bit. Okay lah, I listen lah. Who doesn't want to yap, right? Okay. But of course, if let's say you all got real questions, go ahead and ask me lah. I will help you all one. Okay, so just to share with you guys, okay, this is a Sec 3 class. Of course, you all are not interested in Sec 3, Sec 1, Sec 2, right? Okay, so I'll just show you all upper Sec stuff. Oh no, where's my screen? Okay, yes. So we have chemistry, we have pure sciences lah. Okay, pure everything. Okay, at various outlets. I think, okay, for myself, I teach at Tampines. So if you want to see me, it's Tampines or Kovan lah. Okay. Now, I will just shameless plug myself first. Need to plug myself shamelessly, right? So for me, I teach Sec 3 A Math. Okay. Tampines, Monday, 5 to 7. Okay. Cannot make it for my class, never mind. The other tutors also okay one. Okay. Sec 3 E Math, I also got teach. Tampines on Tuesday, 6:30 to 8:30. Okay, so Monday and Tuesday I'll be around for Sec 3 classes. Okay. I also teach Sec 3 IP. If there's any IP students interested to come and find me one. Okay, okay, if you are interested for IP classes, my IP class, right, you should reach out to admin to reach out to me. Then I will tell you directly whether it's suitable or not, because IP is a little bit special. I am following the general syllabus of whatever students I have. So it's best that you let me, if let's say you want to join my IP class, right, you come and contact me first directly so that I can advise